Tonight, we're here to honor the 90th anniversary of the passage of the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote. Alabama has a long history of great women that came to the forefront during that time period and to fight for equal rights. And they didn't give up no matter what they had.
Nancy Worley?
The Alabama Equal Suffrage Association was the name of the group. And they were formed early part of the century. They showed tenacity in the way they led the women's suffrage groups in Alabama. They didn't give up no matter what kind of pressure they met. We have an all-female public service commission, the only one in the nation, and guess what? They're all Democrats. Alabama also has another first. Chief Justice Sue Bell Cobb was the first female Chief Justice. And this November, we'll have our first female elected to the Congress. Will be Terry Sewell. The women's movement began in Seneca Falls, New York, for suffrage, but it soon spread to Selma, then Montgomery, Birmingham, Decatur, and across the state. As it took many years, though, for the women to gain something that was rightfully theirs and that they had to fight tremendously hard for. They even had to fight within the Democratic Party for this right. But 90 years later, we see today that women are the backbone of the Democratic Party. I know because I work with them every day across the state, and I couldn't do a job in and around the state party without the women, and especially our county chairs. We have several good county chairs in the state, but we have all of the ones that are women are tremendous. I can tell you that. They run the state, their county committees great. Of course. But Alabama Democratic Party basically wouldn't be where we are today if it hadn't been for women in our background. And basically, as Pam said earlier, that when you need something done on the county committee level, who do you call? You call the women to do it. That's true. That's exactly what you do. Unfortunately, that we're at a crossroads in this nation right now with different political and economic struggles going on. Well, that was the same thing in the 20s when this was passed. And Alabama has not always been one that's had a good background on leading on social issues. We've been behind a lot of times. In fact, just an example, it took 33 years after the rest of the nation ratified this amendment that Alabama finally ratified, 33 years later. We continue to lag behind other states on social issues, but eventually we do get it right. So, as well as I do, it's just harder for some reason in Alabama. But it makes it that much better. But we're working to correct that. And the one way I see to correct that, and I think we can do it, is we recruit more women to run for political office, and they will make the changes that we need to do. 9 years ago, the Alabama Equal Suffrage Association met with a lot of people that were against them, men and women both. And they tried to stop it with their anti-suffrage groups. And unfortunately, we have some today that in the state that wants to fight progress around the state, and in our party also. But we've got to work to change things like that. They know who they are, and they know they're going to lose in the long run, so I don't know why they still continue to do it, because you know that equality doesn't know a color, it doesn't know a race, it doesn't know a gender, it doesn't know, equality doesn't know a sexual orientation, a religion. Equality is what we all stand for and fight for. We should be listening. So tonight, I'm asking people that say we're not only here to celebrate and the 90th anniversary of the 19th Amendment. We're here. We should be here tonight to recommit to making sure this fight is not in vain. We should encourage voter registration, especially by women. Recruit more women to run for public office, encourage more women to get involved in the political process, and to vote. Currently, the Alabama Federation of Democratic Women has a proposed bylaw change before the State Democratic Executive Committee that would allow the AFDW a seat on the executive board. Unfortunately, it's been opposition and it's been tabled. It needs to be passed, and it needs to be passed because it's the right thing to do. right thing to do, and it's what the Democratic Party stands for. It truly stands for equality and giving everybody a say in this, and not least the things, basically. In the end, though, there's an adage that we've always talked about that when women vote, Democrats win. So I want to change that a little bit. Tonight, when Alabama women vote, Alabama Democrats win. Also, I want to thank the AFDW members here for this premier event tonight. I mean, this has been great. It's the first time they've ever done anything like this. It's tremendous showing from everybody here and the cooperation they have. But I also want to thank them for what they do to help the Alabama Democratic Party improve and succeed in this state. I'm proud to be a minority member of the AFDW. So I'm also believe that tonight the Hattie Hooker Wilkins and the Patty Ruffner Jacobs of this movement would look down tonight and be proud of what the Federation of Democratic Women are doing in Alabama, because they're doing what's right, and we're going to win in November with their help. Thank you.